Welcome back to Sports Weekly on IEMG. This week, the CIF Southern Section boys volleyball playoffs begin. We got 4 teams from the city of San Bernardino in the boys volleyball playoffs. But first, you had to either, win a league championship or get in one of those automatic spots to get to the postseason. We will start in the Ambassador League, and it was simple for the Aquinas Falcons. If you had a chance to knock off Woodcrest Christian, then you could get a share of the Ambassador League title. So, let's take you out to Aquinas High School right here in San Bernardino. The Falcons going up against the Royals of Woodcrest Christian, who for much of the season, Woodcrest Christian was the team to beat in the Ambassador League, but they lost a couple matches down the stretch, opening the door for Aquinas to get a share of the league title. And they did just that. Aquinas defeated Woodcrest Christian by a final score of 3-1. It was 25-19, 25-23, 21-25, and 25-16. So Aquinas gets a co-championship in the Ambassador League. And it was a 3-way tie, actually, between Aquinas, Woodcrest Christian, and Ontario Christian. So congrats to the Falcons. Head coach Alex TU did a great job. Ethan TU was unbelievable as a player all season long for Aquinas, and they will go into the playoffs 14-9 overall, 7-3 in the Ambassador League, and co-champion. So we'll look at those first round playoff matchups in just a moment for boys volleyball. But let's go from the Ambassador League to the Citrus Belt League, and a little bit of a different story for the Cajon Cowboys. Not a league championship for head coach John Arian, who's done a fantastic job this year with Cajon. But they were on the road at Yucaipa, needing to beat the Thunderbirds to solidify their spot in the CIF Southern Section playoffs, and it was a battle. Let's go out to Yucktown. Cowboys on the road at Yucaipa and looking to lock in a playoff spot with a victory. Early on, the T-Birds, battling on their home floor. Robert Villalba, the point there for the Thunderbirds, and it was an 11-8 Yucaipa lead. Back the other way, Cajon's Owen Morris, who's had a big season, doing that all season long. The big swing and the kill. He had 17 kills in the match. His running mate, Nate Young, he had 15 kills. Adrian Fonseca setting up Young for the point there. And then Morris back to serve for the Cowboys and serving up the ace. Can't stop that. Good job by Owen Morris. And then it's Villalba again, number 2 for the Yucaipa Thunderbirds, dropping another point there for Yucaipa. They were going back and forth early on in this one, tied at 13. Edward Campbell steps up for Cajon. Point there for Campbell. And then this time for Cajon, it's going to be Young, smacking it right off the block for another Cajon point. From Young, now back to Campbell. Campbell's going to do it again. He had a big match against Yucaipa, and they needed him on the road in this one. It was a must-win time for the Cowboys. Good point there from Campbell. Yucaipa would make things close. In fact, they would take the opening set by a score of 25-21. And this match was far from over. It would go all 5 sets. Here we go. Ready? Cajon would win 3-2, and it went like this. 21-25, 22-25. So Yucaipa took the first 2, but Cajon wins the next 3 in a row. 25-17, 25-19, and in the 5th and decisive set, 15-13. What a match, and Cajon is headed to the playoffs. They win in 5 sets on the road at Yucaipa, so they are 18-10 under head coach John Arian. They're 7-5 in the CBL, and they punch their ticket to the CIF Southern Section playoffs. So let's take a look at all 4 matchups involving San Bernardino teams as we get ready for the first round of the playoffs. There's Coach Arian and the Cowboys. Where will they end up? Well, they're going on the road, and not too far. In Division 5, the Cowboys will play on the road at a Big 8 league foe, Norco. Ooh, that might be one of the best rounds of the best matchups of the first round. Also in Division 5, Aquinas, your co-champion in the Ambassador League. They've got quite the road trip coming up. They're going to play at Dos Pueblos, which is Santa Barbara. Man, a long road trip in Division 5, a lot longer than just going to Norco. So Aquinas and Cajon in D5, Division 8, we've got your San Andreas League champions, Arroyo Valley, playing on the road at Temecula Prep. And finally, in Division 9, Indian Springs will be at home against Compton Early College High School. So Indian Springs, Arroyo Valley, Cajon, and Aquinas, all in the boys volleyball playoffs. Good luck to all of them as they make CIF title runs. It'll be very exciting to watch and see what happens there. All right, now we go from volleyball to the softball diamond. In our first segment of the show, we had some baseball highlights, including the big rivalry game between San Bernardino and Pacific. Let's do it on the softball diamond as well. There's your boy, Cookie, Aaron Cook, the head coach at San Bernardino. You know what he says? Just get 1% better every day. Let's get to the highlights in this one. It's Sochi Sasser belts this one deep to left field. That's a ground rule double. Brings in Delilah Pacheco with a run, and San Bernardino would score a lot of those in this one against the, there's Sasser, I got this. They would score a lot of runs in this one. This time, Kiara Williams drives in Alyssa Arredondo for another San Bernardino run. And this time, it's Isis Harris with the RBI. San Bernardino, they go on to win on the road at Pacific by a final score of 22-2. So San Bernardino now 10-13-1 overall in the season, 7-3 in the Mountain Valley League, and they complete the season sweep of the Pacific Pirates. So good job by Aaron Cook and the Cardinals having another big season for softball in Cardinal City. All right, and finally, how about this? Did you guys see this play from San Bernardino Valley College? The Wolverines playing their final game of the year, taking on Barstow. We got ourselves a web gym. Check it out. Wolverines playing some defense against Barstow, the Inland Empire Athletic Conference finale for the Wolverines. And how about this play by Arlene Arredondo? Watch the batter for Barstow, pops it up in foul ground, in down the right field line. The ball is tipped, and Arredondo comes in from right field to make the catch. Look, it bounces off the glove of the second baseman, and Arredondo comes sliding in to make the catch. That is a web gym. San Bernardino Valley College beats Barstow 17-5, and what a play to cap off the season for the Wolverines. Awesome play there. Big thanks to Bill Norris for sending that over for Sports Weekly. All right, when we come back, big football news, NFL draft. We'll take a look at the schedule as well for Arroyo Valley. We'll be back here on Sports Weekly on IEMG.